Football League. You get a look there at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. Hello again, everybody, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. They've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, their long winning streak finally came to an end last week. A disappointing game for them, but still a heck of a run.
Indeed it was. What a great job by them putting together a streak. Now let's see how they rebound after a defeat.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. And Mahomes going to put it up right away. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. The Chiefs at 10-1 now on the year. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Again, he finds more. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you, it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Wide open receiver, complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Pass on the out route caught by Smith-Schuster. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. The numbers for Smith-Schuster in that game last week: 9 catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown.
And you know what he did all week in preparation for this one? Hydrated.
Salivated.
Yes, stretched, dreamed, going against the last team in the league against the pass.
Yeah.
He expects to catch every one thrown today.
You're right. They have struggled 32 of 32 in that category. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw, it's Mahomes. Connection made on the out route to Valdez-Scantling. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 18. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Charles, that's a route that you and I have seen time and time again in our years up in this booth, and that executed well and a great throw, too.
And sometimes, even if you know it's coming, the execution will trump whatever you do on the defensive side of the ball. Plus, it was a well-thrown football. A nice, healthy gain right there.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17. From the 17, Mahomes got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's third down. Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. The stop there on third, they could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on first and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I go right at them with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on third down.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal. Throwing now is Mahomes. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Sky Moore, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs are on the board first here this afternoon. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led by their 5'11" quarterback, and a mobile one at that. From Temple, it's P.J. Walker.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
They begin the drive with Williams. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Walker steps away. Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. To throw is Walker. And this one is incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 36. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Holding, offense.
That one's on the former Patriot, Joe Thuney. Working from the gun, Mahomes. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Throwing again on second down. Mahomes firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they've got it with a third down coming up. He'll find Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 31-yard line. The third down conversion successful, a gain of 11.
And they'll use him out of the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Mahomes going to throw. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But third down coming up. Mahomes now to throw. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? You might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now on third down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Now Walker. Over the middle, complete. That's Williams. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Edwards-Helaire. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. 2nd down, back to Edwards-Helaire. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. On 2nd and goal, Mahomes. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Marquez Valdes-Scantling with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs take a 3-touchdown lead. CD, that's his 2nd touchdown already. And how about this offense? 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
An absolute total team effort right now. And let's face it, I don't think he's done. We're still in the first half. There's a lot of time left to go. I don't know what they're going to do on the other side trying to slow him down. But right now, he's feeling it.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And that makes the score 21-0. After the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams...
A pass for Sutton is intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
The KC offense and Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting the ball back here. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the second quarter. He finds Moore in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great play there. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Chiefs continue to pull away here in this first half. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and it is 28-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. But the Chiefs are going to get him. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And he's going to go down again. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over first and 10. Well, the Chiefs going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And with a 28-0 lead, you figure they're just going to be happy to take this lead right into the locker room. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
So we've come upon halftime here at KC with the Chiefs on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Cohen.
Let's take a look at the next gen stats for the Broncos in that first half. And the rushing numbers should tell the story of why they trail at the half. They're still in single digits in yardage as a team through 2 quarters of play. That's not good. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
How many times have we sat with coordinators, and especially the defensive guys, that talked about big plays, sacks? They often come in bunches. Well, it may not be a bunch here, but that is the third sack of the game for them.
And around sack 3 or 4, I would think it starts to get in the quarterback's head a little bit.
Not just the quarterback, the offensive play caller, the offensive line, knocks people off balance and changes what they normally do.
To try again after the sack, Walker. He's got his 6'5 receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. On 1st and 10, Walker. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They give it to Williams, running right. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the shotgun, it's Walker. He's got it to Williams. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Walker now. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. They go back to the ground with Williams. Down at the 25. 2nd and 8. They run it again with Williams. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. And working out of the gun here, Walker. And that is incomplete. So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. And this a 39-yard attempt. The kick by McManus is good. And that drops the deficit from 28 to 25. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag? You just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
2nd down, back to Edwards-Helaire. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for first.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Now Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And that is incomplete. Here's the Chiefs punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. A 1st down throw for Walker. And he's going to drop this off to Williams. Complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be second down.
Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving.
Now a first down carry, it's Williams. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on second down. Walker.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Here's Walker.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 22-yard line. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
First down, Walker.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Chris Jones in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Walker.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Holding. Offense.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long.
Now Walker.
And that will be incomplete.
Walker looking to throw on 4th down. Got a man. It's Judy, complete.
Touchdown Broncos.
Jerry Judy.
27 yards.
And the Broncos are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is down to 28-10. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Chiefs offense set to go. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 21.
The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. Second down, back to Edwards-Helaire.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. And this offense on 3rd down today, they have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That will go for 7 yards.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out. That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. He's going to let it fly. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field.
We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Now here's Mahomes. He's going to float this one deep right side.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still a very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
So the Broncos now down by 2 touchdowns, and time a huge factor. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on 1st down. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack.
Holding offense.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
And he'll have a quick first down on a nice hook up there as he'll get out of bounds to stop the clock as well.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
To throw is Walker. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
So it's a win for the Chiefs here, and no surprise, it was Patrick Mahomes who really led the charge.
Yeah, I thought he was brilliant today, Brandon. He had 4 touchdown passes, and it felt like whatever the defense threw at him, he had it covered. He was just playing with confidence all afternoon long.
So for Kansas City, they continue to keep pace for that first.